Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to Your Football Predictions, the series where you guys go up against me, see who can get the most correct scores from the weekend of Premier League football. Obviously it's been a while, we've had the international break, hope you guys are all doing well. I've got a horrible cold at the minute, I'm just about able to speak, so hopefully I can get through this video without coughing all over you. But those were my predictions from the last weekend of Premier League football. Not a great week for me. No correct scores. I backed Norwich to beat Watford. Got that horribly wrong. Watford won 2-0. Newcastle, Bournemouth, I went 1-1. That's the second week in a row I've backed Newcastle for a draw and Newcastle have won. So I'm not sure if that's lucky. Leicester, Arsenal. I was right that Leicester would win. It was actually 2-0, not 2-1. And I was right that Liverpool would win, but it was actually 3-1. So no correct scores for me. 2 correct outcomes is alright. As always, loads of you guys got involved. Fair few people got 1 correct score, but only 2 people got 2 correct scores, and they were Jack Jones and Connor Lee. So well done to these two. I have put both of their YouTube links down in the description, and I've subscribed to both of them, so make sure you guys check them out as well. And remember, if you want to be shouted out in next week's predictions video, to get your predictions down in the comments below. As always, I go through all of them before the games kick off at the weekend, and as always I've picked 4 of them and we'll go through them now. Starting off, first game of the weekend, 12:30 on Saturday, we have West Ham taking on Spurs. Now I actually made the notes for this game the other day before Poch got sacked and Mourinho came in. So I think this game's got even more interesting. Mourinho and Pellegrini do not like each other, which adds another level to this game. And the fact that it's going to be Mourinho's first game in charge of Spurs. It's on telly. I mean, it's worked out pretty perfect in that respect. Anyway, West Ham versus Spurs. West Ham currently sitting in 16th place. Spurs sitting in 14th place. The league is so tight right now, okay? So it obviously sounds pretty bad, 16th place. West Ham are 5 points ahead of the relegation zone, but are 4 points off 5th place. So despite being in 16th and two places off the relegation zone, are still closer to 5th place than the relegation zone. So sitting in 16th doesn't sound good until you realise literally from 5th to 16th, 17th is literally 4 or 5 points. It is absolutely crazy. In terms of West Ham's recent form, it hasn't been good. In the last 5, they've drawn 1 and lost 4. Most recently, their loss against Burnley before the international break. In terms of Spurs, it's pretty much the same. They are obviously in 14th place, but only 3 points off 5th place. So despite being in 14th, a win could take them into 5th, depending on other results. And then, as I've mentioned already, Pochettino's gone. I mean, when I saw that Pochettino got sacked, I thought it was harsh. I mean, has he lost the dressing room a little bit? I don't know. And but having brought in Mourinho, I mean, in terms of top managers, yes, Mourinho seems to be a bit temperamental and it doesn't always work out great, but at the same time, he's still a very good manager. And with the likes of Harry Kane in that team, who knows what he could do there. So I am very interested to see what happens. And then obviously, their form was with the old manager. I think Mourinho will give them a boost, but in their last 5 games, they'd drawn 3 and lost 2, which again is not a great record. 1-1 draw against Sheffield United before the international break. And as I say, I do think new manager boost and everything like that will probably give Spurs the win this weekend. So I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs, but I think it'll be a good game. I can see West Ham scoring. Who knows? Let me know what you think down below. Next up again on the Saturday, but heading straight into the 5:30 kickoff, we have got Man City taking on Chelsea. So Man City currently sitting in 4th, Chelsea sitting in 3rd. As I mentioned, from 5th down to 16th place, it's like the whole league is so tight. And then 2nd, 3rd and 4th may as well have their own mini league because they're around 8 points ahead of 5th, but they're 9 points behind Liverpool So obviously Man City and Chelsea in that bracket will definitely want to be beating each other to stay away from 5th, move above each other, get closer to Liverpool. And I mean, for Man City, obviously they did lose against Liverpool before the international break, which is why they are down in 5th and why Liverpool have got such a big lead. I mean, in terms of Man City's recent Premier League form, it's not bad. In the last 5, they've won 3 and lost 2. They lost against Wolves and lost against Liverpool. Would you know? 3 wins, 2 losses. That was Newcastle. I'd take it. But it's Man City and they don't want to lose ground on Liverpool like they have done. And I mean, even at this stage, there's a long way to go, but 3 games difference between the two of them at the minute. And then Chelsea, as I mentioned, sitting in a similar boat, obviously in the league-wise. Their recent form, they have won their last 5 Premier League games. So considering at the start of the season, Lampard was pretty much given a free pass with the kids coming in, give them the chance, see what they can do. 5 straight wins in the Premier League at the moment. So they are doing very well indeed. And obviously Leicester is in and amongst it as well, doing very well. So which of them 3, if any, can catch Liverpool? And obviously a win between these 2 teams would be a big step against each other, but also if there's any chance of catching Liverpool, someone needs to win this game. We can't have a draw because Liverpool are probably going to go and get another 3 points. But in terms of a prediction, Man City are at home. Man City just aren't the machine that we've seen recently. I think the defence has been not great. I still don't understand why Aguero hasn't played every game. I think he's the best striker, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. I don't know why they're even bothering with Jesus. And then Chelsea, I think that Pulisic looks fantastic. Abraham's been amazing, but at the same time, it is still a young team, and this is a big task for them. So I have put down 2-1 Chelsea. Who knows? I mean, I think either team could have their day. And I'm very happy it's on the television, so I am looking forward to it. Next up on the Sunday 4:30 kickoff, we have got Sheffield United taking on Manchester United. United versus United. And at the start of the season, if you had told me that Sheffield United would be sitting in 5th place and Manchester United would be sitting in 7th place, I don't think I would have believed you. Such a fantastic. Obviously, the league is very tight at the moment, and literally, I do think after this weekend we could probably have a different league in terms of where people are sitting top half and bottom half. But the fact that Sheffield United are doing so well is amazing. I mean, again, and there's still a lot of time, and who knows what's going to happen. But a lot of people would have had them tipped for relegation this season. So far, they're definitely proven that wrong. In Sheffield United's last 5 Premier League games, they have won 2 and drawn 3. So technically unbeaten in the last 5. And in their last game, they drew against Spurs before the international break. And I know Spurs are having a hard time of it at the minute. Who knows what's going to happen now with Mourinho. But really good draw. And then as for Manchester United, considering how doom and gloom they were a month ago when it was all going wrong, and now they're 2 points off 5th. I mean, yes, they are still a fair distance from 4th place, but considering they were acting like they were going to get relegated, I think they have really, with how close the league is. As I say, 1 win is the difference between top and bottom half at the moment. Man U's recent form in the Prem, last 5, they've lost 2, drawn 1, and won 2. Last game they beat Brighton before the international break. So in terms of recent form, believe it or not, and I know they are higher in the league, Sheffield United unbeaten after 5. They are playing at home. So Sheffield United, sit in, take your time, play your own counter, and maybe you can do it. And I have put Sheffield United down for a 1-0 win. I mean, their form is fantastic. Everyone loves a bit of an underdog up from the Championship. Who knows? It's on telly. Let me know what you think down below. And to finish off Monday night, Aston Villa are taking on my team, Newcastle United. Villa currently sitting in 17th place. Newcastle somehow sitting in 13th place. Saying Villa are sitting in 17th makes it sound like they're not doing very well. Villa are 3 points ahead of the relegation and 3 points behind 7th. So a win for them could easily push them top half. Obviously the promoted side doing very well so far, in my opinion. Their recent form, last 5 in the Premier League, they've won 2, they've lost 3. But those 3 losses, yes, they lost against Wolves before the international break, which isn't, I don't know, Wolves are a good side, but the other 2 losses were against Man City and Liverpool. So, with that in mind, I would say their recent form is pretty decent. Newcastle United, as I say, 13th place. We could actually go 5th if we were to win this game, depending on other results. Obviously, our form has certainly picked up of late. We had the great win against Manchester United before losing against Chelsea. The draw against Wolves, and then beating West Ham and Bournemouth in the last 2 games. Hopefully we can keep that winning form going. I think away to Villa on a Monday night just doesn't sound like a recipe for a win for us, unfortunately. I don't know what it is, Monday night games we just don't ever seem to do well. We don't ever seem to do well when we're on the telly, which seems to be 95% of the time at the moment, which also isn't good. Villa have got the home advantage. They're obviously going to be very up for this game. And our problem as well is that I know we have been winning games and we have been scoring goals, but those goals are being scored by the defenders at the moment. And relying on our centre-backs to win us a game just makes it quite hard to ever actually back your own team. It's not like Joe Linton's scored 10, 15 goals and he'll probably get another. It's literally, can Kieran Clark get another goal? Is the only way at the moment it seems that we are actually going to win a game. And because of that, it's quite tough to actually back your own team to get a win. And as I've said, the last 2 games I've backed a 1-1 draw and we've won. So guess what I'm going for today? 1-1. 1-1. 1-1 away to Villa. I think the fact that we've won our last 2, I think that gives us a bit of breathing space. You know, if we lost all of our games and now we're going to Villa, it would be like, we need to win. They're a promoted side. We'll have to do it. But because we've picked up 6 points in the last 2 games, I think a draw against Villa on a Monday night isn't a bad result, to be honest. So I'm going to stick with that. Fingers crossed it might be a little bit more. I think a point will be alright. And that is where I'm going to end it, guys. So those are my predictions for the weekend up there. Make sure you get your predictions down in the comments below. I will go through all of your predictions before the first game kicks off, which is Saturday, 12:30, West Ham versus Spurs. So at 12 o'clock, 12:15, I'll make a note of all of your predictions and I'll shout out the winner in next week's video. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you haven't subscribed. If you want to see more your football predictions. Have a great weekend and I'll catch you later.